the movement of spermatozoa from the epididymal duct and seminal fluid into the ejaculatory duct to urethra is under the control of. So during the emission phase of this ejaculation, the sympathetic fiber from mainly from hypogastric nerve. So this is mainly helps in the contraction and the relaxation of bladders or the glands. So that is a hypogastric nerve, mainly from sympathetic nerve fiber. It mainly cause the seminal vesicle and the prostate to contact. Seminal, it is a seminal vesicle, and the prostate, it is the male accessory glands. So they contact, and which mainly causes the expulsion of these spermatozoa, into the posterior region of urethra, posterior part of the urethra. So these are the hypogastric nerve, mainly this is mainly under neurotransmitters, and by the release of neurotransmitters, so this mainly helps in the ejaculation process, that is the spermatozoa into the urethra. So that hence here the first option is parasympathetic and the sympathetic nerve. So no, here the mainly the nerve involved is a sympathetic nerve. So the sympathetic nerve fiber, so which mainly forms from hypogastric nerve, which causes the seminal vesicle and the prostate to contact. So hence the first option is wrong. The parasympathetic nerve only. So this also wrong. Sometimes sympathetic and sometimes parasympathetic. So this also wrong. So hence the option D, it is the sympathetic nerve only. So this is the correct answer. The option D. D is the answer. So next question, it is in the diagram of section of Graafian follicle, different parts are indicated by alphabet, and choose the answer in which these alphabets have been correctly matched with the parts they indicate. So that is, these are the options, and here is the diagram. So during the development of follicles, that is the primary follicle, which mainly develop into a matured follicle, that is a tertiary follicle, and a matured follicle, it is called Graafian follicle. So the main important characteristics of this tertiary follicle, that is the presence of this fluid filled cavity, that is called antrum, fluid filled cavity, that is a antrum. During the oogenesis, so this primary oocyte, which mainly arrested in the metaprophase first of the meiosis first. After that, they develop into a layer of granulosa cells and they form primary follicle, and they again develop one more layer of granulosa cells and they form secondary follicles. And so here this layer will become theca externa and this form the theca interna. And then so here inside this egg is there, that is the secondary, primary oocyte is there, and this mainly surrounded by a layer of granulosa cells, that is the extension of granulosa cells they called. So this will form cumulus ooporous. It forms cumulus ooporous. So hence, so in this diagram, so this is a theca externa. The A is a theca externa and the B is a theca interna, and the C here it is a ovum, and then ovum, and the D is a cumulus ooporous, and then E is a antrum, a fluid filled cavity that is called antrum, and the F is a granulosa cell. The option here it is given, A is a theca externa, it is correct. B is a theca interna, and the C is a ovum. C is a ovum, and D is a cumulus ooporous, and E is a antrum, and the F is a membrana granulosa. So here hence A is a theca externa, theca interna. It is a ovum surrounded by cumulus ooporous, and this is the antrum, and then this is a granulosa layer. So hence the option first one, it is the correct answer, that is the theca externa, theca interna, and the C is the ovum, D is the cumulus ooporous. Cumulus ooporous means it is a layer of granulosa cells which covers the ovum, even in the ovarian follicle or even in the after ovulation also. So they surrounds a layer of tissue cells which mainly covers the ovum, surrounds the ovum. So hence the first option is correct and the second one is wrong. And the C, membrana granulosa, B is a theca interna, and the C is the ovum, and the D is the cumulus ooporous, and the E is the antrum, and the F is the theca externa. It is also wrong, and the D option it is also wrong. So hence the correct option it is E. Next question. So label the following diagram which illustrates the fertilization followed by cleavage and the early stage of embryonic development. Identify B, E, F, G and H. So here, so they are here given the diagram of the process of fertilization. So here the different labelings are given, that is that this is a B, B is a ovary, and here E, it is a here mainly this is a implanted blastocyst, and then implantation of blastocyst which is attached to the wall of endometrium or the uterus, that is the implantation, blastocyst here. And F is made up of 18 to 16 blastomeres, that is a morula. This is a morula. And then G is the cervix and the H is the vagina. So here the options given here, A is the ovary and the B is the ovary, E is the morula, F is the blastocyst and the G is the cervix and H is the vagina. So here the second option here it is B is a ovary and this is a wrong one, and B is a ovary and E is a blastocyst and F is a morula and the G is the cervix and the H is the vagina. This is the correct answer. So C and D, this is a wrong one. So hence answer is a B. Next question. So that is middle piece of sperm contains. So the sperm is the male gamete which mainly contains. The middle piece of, you know that this is the structure of sperm, that is a male gamete. So here, so this is the head and the middle piece and the tail. So the question here it is the middle piece of the sperm contains. First option it is the mitochondria, Golgi bodies and the centriole. So here the middle piece of the sperm which mainly contains this is a mitochondria. The arrangement of this mitochondrial sheath it is a axial filament, and this mitochondria mainly it provides the energy for the motility of the sperm, for the movement of sperm movement through the female reproductive tract, mainly for the motility of the sperm, this mitochondria which provides the energy. And then here the centrioles are there. Two centrioles are there. One is a proximal centriole, and distal centriole. There are two centrioles are there in this region, that is the proximal centriole, and here one more it is a distal centriole. Proximal centriole mainly which give rise to sperm asters during the cell division or during the cleavage. So it gives sperm asters, and the distal centriole which mainly gives this tail, which mainly helps in the production of tail during the spermiogenesis process, formation of this tail. So hence the middle piece of the sperm. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಮೈಟೋಕಾಂಡ್ರಿಯಾ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಮೈಟೋಕಾಂಡ್ರಿಯಾದ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಆಕ್ಸಿಯಲ್ ಫಿಲಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಮೈಕ್ರೋಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯುಲಾರ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅದು. ಸೊ ಆ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯುಲಾರ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಹೇಳುದು ಆಕ್ಸಿಯಲ್ ಫಿಲಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಯೋಲ್ಸ್, ಟೂ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಯೋಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅನದರ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ distal. So ಆದ ಕಾರಣ ಇಲ್ಲಿ middle piece of the sperm contains mitochondria, Golgi complex, centriole. So the first option is wrong, and the second option is axial filament, centriole axial filament. So here the mitochondria is not there, so hence the second option is also wrong. And the third option, that is a mitochondria, centriole and the axial filament. So hence the correct answer is mitochondria, centriole, axial filament. So hence the C is the answer. Here the C. The answer is mitochondria, centriole and the axial filament. Next question. Hormones play a very significant role in puberty. Dash, that is A, secreted by B, stimulates C, lobe of pituitary to secrete the D and E hormones. And testosterone brings development of secondary sex organs and the secondary characters. So here A, B, C, D and E in the above statements are. So that is so you can see here hormones play a very significant role in the puberty. At the puberty, so the gonadotropin releasing hormone, gonadotrophic releasing hormones, they are mainly released by the hypothalamus. So it mainly stimulates the anterior part of the pituitary, mainly to secrete these LH and the FSH. They mainly required for the normal functioning of these gonads at puberty. So hence, so the here the question is, hormone play a very significant role in the puberty. Gonadotrophic releasing hormone, which is mainly stimulates the hypothalamus. So this gonadotrophic releasing hormone stimulates the hypothalamus lobe of pituitary to secrete D. D here it is a FSH and LH. E is a LH hormones. Testosterone brings mainly for the development, growth and the development of these secondary sex organs during the puberty. It is mainly under the control of this. So hence these are mainly required for the normal functioning of gonads. So hence the option, see the first option here, A is FSH, B is a hypothalamus, C is a posterior and LH, it is wrong. And the B1, gonadotropin releasing hormone, A is a gonadotrophic releasing hormone and the B is the hypothalamus. It is secreted by the hypothalamus, stimulates the hypothalamus. C is the anterior lobe of pituitary to secrete LH and the FSH. So this is a correct option. So hence B is the answer. Next question, it is test tube baby means a baby born when. So test tube baby, so it is one of the assisted reproductive techniques. So where the given options are, a ovum is fertilized externally and thereafter implanted in the uterus. And the option B is it develops from the non-fertilized egg. And the third option, it is developed in a test tube. And fourth option, it is developed through tissue culture method. So here a test tube baby means the ovum is fertilized externally. Ovum is fertilized externally and thereafter implanted in the uterus. So the fertilization process, which is mainly takes place outside the uterus, that is in a lab condition, proper suitable environment is provided by using nutrients. So hence the fertilization takes place. After that, that fertilized egg, that is introduced into the uterus of the female. So hence the answer is A. The ovum is fertilized externally and thereafter implanted in the uterus. So this is wrong. It is developed from the non-fertilized egg. It is a fertilized egg. And it is developed in a test tube. It is also wrong. Suitable nutrient medium in lab condition. It is mainly used to develop this test tube baby, and it is developed through tissue culture method. It is main tissue culture means development. It is a technique mainly used in developing a whole plant, mainly from the single cell. A single cell is developed into a give rise to into a whole plant, that is called explant. So this single cell which is developed into a whole plant or a new plant, that is called explant. So hence the option A is correct. Next question. The Bartholin's glands of female resembles the males. So you know the male accessory glands and the ducts. So here the male accessory glands are bulbourethral gland, prostate gland and the seminal vesicle. Here the question is the Bartholin's glands. Bartholin's glands of female resembles the males. ಅದು ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಹೋಲ್ತದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕಾರ್ಪಸ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, vestibular gland, seminal vesicle and the prostate gland. So hence here corpus gland means it is a bulbourethral gland. Bulbourethral gland, it is also called corpus gland. So hence, so the Bartholin's glands, they are mainly placed on either side of the either side of the vagina, that is orifice of vagina, and they secrete mucus which mainly lubricates the vagina or lubricates the vagina. So hence the answer here, it is the Bartholin's glands of female which mainly resembles the bulbourethral gland or the corpus gland in male. So these vestibular glands are also wrong answer. Seminal vesicle and the prostate glands, it is the wrong answers. Hence the correct answer is A. Next question. The receptor site of acrosome. So acrosome, you know, the anterior part of the sperm head, which is mainly covered with a cap-like structure, that is the acrosome, are exposed and become active to penetrate the egg, and this process is called. So this process is called so here you know during fertilization, so this is the egg, the sperm head which binds to the egg membrane. So here some of the female secretions which mainly helps to remove these coatings of the sperm, external coatings of the sperm, then only the sperm enter into the egg, inside the egg, and then they are mainly take part in fertilization process. So hence, so here the options are, one is activation, and the second one it is a capacitation, activation, and the second one is a capacitation, and the third one it is a reactivation, and fourth one it is a deactivation. So here the option is, it is a capacitation. That process it is called a capacitation. It is a biochemical transformation of sperm. The biochemical transformation of sperm, it is called what? Capacitation. And all these options, it is a wrong one. So hence the receptor site of acrosomes are exposed and become active to penetrate the egg. This process is called capacitation. Okay, option B is the correct. And the next question is, which one of the following events is correctly matched with the time period in a normal menstrual cycle? So that is the release of egg. So it is on, this option is release of egg. This option is wrong. So that is it is takes place on the 14th day of menstrual cycle, and then ovulation. And the second option is endometrium regenerates, that is 5 to 14 days, that is after luteal phase. And the third option is endometrium secretes nutrients for implantation, that is 11 to 18 days. And then the D is a rise in progesterone level 1 to 5. So the next, so this second option is the correct. Endometrium secrete nutrients, this is only after fertilization. And then the rise in progesterone level, that is after 14th day, that is, hence this is also wrong. So the correct answer, it is a C, that is endometrium secretes nutrients for endometrium regenerates, which is the 5 to 5th to 14th day of menstrual cycle. So the option B is correct. Next question. Some important events in the human female reproductive cycle are given below. Arrange the events in a proper sequence. Secretion of FSH, growth of corpus luteum, growth of the follicles and oogenesis, and then the ovulation, sudden increase in the level of LH. So this is the first option. This is the first step, secretion of FSH, and the second step, it is the growth of the follicle and oogenesis, and the third one, sudden increase in the LH, level of LH, and then that leads into ovulation and then growth of the corpus luteum. So hence, so in this mainly the option B is correct, that is the first, third, fifth, fourth and the second. So answer is B. Answer, it is the B. And the next question is, what is the purpose of polar body during oogenesis? You know, during the oogenesis, first polar body and the second polar bodies are formed. And what is the purpose of these polar bodies? Polar bodies serves both as a dumping ground for extra set of chromosomes and ensure that ovum will have most of the cytoplasm. So you know that during this first meiosis that results in the formation during the oogenesis, first meiosis which results in the formation of first polar body and the primary oocytes. So these secondary oocytes, and these polar bodies especially mainly they help in removing these unwanted, that is the extra set of chromosomes from the body, as well as mainly it preserves most of it provides or it ensures that the large amount of cytoplasm, unequal cytokinesis takes place, is it right? So the large amount of cytoplasm which occupies in the egg and the small, because of an unequal cytokinesis, the small amount of cytoplasm which is ensures in the polar body. So hence these polar bodies are one, they mainly important for the dumping ground, or they mainly helps to remove the unwanted chromosomes. So and so this process, that is the removal of unwanted cells, that is called apoptosis. That process is called apoptosis, removal of unwanted cells from the body, or the programmed cell death. It is also called programmed cell death. So hence here the option is this one is correct. Polar body serves both as dumping ground for extra set of chromosomes and ensure that the ovum will have most of the cytoplasm. And the second option, they rid of the body of defective set of chromosome, leaving the good set in the ovum. So it is wrong. They are merely the byproduct of meiosis and serves no function, but it is having function. It provides the nutrient for the developing egg, and they prevent the development of most sets of multiple birth. So hence the option A is correct. Next question. Chorionic villi and the uterine tissue become interdigited with each other and jointly to form. So that is already in the one question I have explained that. So the chorionic villi and the uterine tissue, they mainly join together to form a structure, that is the structural and functional unit of that is called placenta, mainly for the exchange of gases as well as the nutrients and the removal of waste material. So this placenta play very important role. So the trophoblast mainly they give rise to chorionic villi, and inner cell mass which is mainly developed into embryo. Implantation means it is a process of attachment of blastocyst to the wall of uterus. So hence option C is correct. That is a placenta. Next question. 19. That is the baby moving vigorously, response to the touch and loud noises, swallowing amniotic fluid and urinating during dash of the development. You have studied the various developmental stages of a human embryo. So there you have studied the first movement of the baby is observed. ಮೊದಲ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುವುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ 5th month. ಸೊ ಹೆನ್ಸ್ ದ option, this option is correct on the 20 week or the 5th month, the first movement of the baby is observed. That is the baby moving vigorously. Response to the touch, that is when the 13th to 20th month week, 13th week of the pregnancy. So that is mainly the baby responds to the touch and loud noises, and the swallowing of amniotic fluid. This is mainly required for the development of lungs and the respiratory system, mainly for the development of lungs as well as digestive system. So there is amniotic fluid, swallowing of amniotic fluid required for the growth or the development of lungs and digestive system, and urinating during the month of, that is the 20th month, and in the 24th week, 20th week, sorry, it is the 20th week, and the 24th week mainly. So here the eyes are slowly starts to developing, and the limbs, hands and are developed mainly during the 24th week. 26th week, eyelashes separates, eyelashes are formed, these eyelids are separated, and 28th week almost the full development of the baby takes place, or the baby, and mainly it start to turn, or the position of this developing baby, it is changes, they start to change their position, mainly they ready to birth, come outside of the birth. So hence here the option A is correct. Which one of the following statements about morula in human is correct? So here the human morula, 8 to 16 stages of development of human embryo. It is called morula. It has almost equal quantity of cytoplasm and an uncleaved zygote, and but much more DNA. Immediately after fertilization, the product of fertilization is the zygote, which undergo division, repeated mitotic division, that is called cleavage. Okay, during this cleavage, so 18 to 16 cell stage, it is called what? Morula. So mainly this cleavage, during the division, the amount of cytoplasm remains same, but the amount of this DNA, it duplicates. Okay, so uncleaved and the cleaved, differences here. So during the cleavage, the cytoplasm amount remains same, but DNA amount increases. So hence here the answer, first option, it has almost equal quantity of cytoplasm and as the uncleaved zygote, but much more DNA. This is the correct answer, that is the A is the correct one. B, it has far less cytoplasm. It is not a less cytoplasm, it is equal amount. So hence this option is wrong. It has more or less equal quantity of cytoplasm and the DNA equal quantity of cytoplasm and DNA as in uncleaved zygote, because more DNA is present. So hence it is wrong. It has more cytoplasm and more DNA than the uncleaved zygote. That is equal amount of cytoplasm but more amount of DNA. So hence the option B is A is correct. Next one is match the following cell types with the corresponding chromosome complement, that is whether the cell is haploid or diploid. Note, if the cells are haploid, give A, and if it is diploid, then write B. So here spermatozoa, you can mainly see here the spermatozoa, it is haploid, that is A. Okay. Secondary spermatocyte also haploid, that is A. And the spermatogonium, it is diploid, that is the B. And the spermatids, they are haploid, that is A. And the primary spermatocytes, they are diploid, hence the B. Secondary oocyte, it is haploid, hence the option, this one is alphabet A is used. And the second polar bodies, it is also haploid, that is A. First polar body, haploid, that is the A. Primary oocyte, it is a diploid, hence it is a B. So here let us see the options here. First one A, second one A, and third one B, fourth one A, and fifth one B, sixth one A, seventh one A, eighth one A, and ninth one B. So hence here the answer, this one is the correct answer, that is the A is the option. Next question. What are the various ways through which the reproductive health can be improved? So how the reproductive health can be improved? By mainly giving the proper education. Is that right? By giving proper education about the misconception or about the sex or sex related diseases, or the awareness about these diseases, and then awareness especially the youth which mainly attend the puberty, what are the changes, adolescence changes, and what are the changes takes place in the reproductive organ during the adolescence, and the mainly proper care of these pregnant women and after the delivery, and before that is during the pregnancy period as well as after the delivery, the proper care of pregnant woman as well as the mother and the baby is required. So hence the education is important. Proper education, awareness about these contraceptives or about the diseases, sexually transmitted diseases, etc. And encouraging myth, but it is a discouraging myth, not encouraging. And the ban of amniocentesis. So hence this is a correct one. First option, second option, and the fourth one it is correct. So hence answer is D, and these are the wrong one. Next question. What is true about Saheli? So Saheli, it is an oral contraception used by the females. It is developed by CDRI, Central Drug Research Institution, Lucknow. Yes, it is developed by CDRI, and it contains a non-steroidal preparation, but it is just here it is given steroidal preparation. Once a week, yes, these pills are taken once in a week. And the many side effects, no, it has a mainly less side effects, and high contraceptive value, yes, and the very few side effects, it's also correct, and low contraceptive value, this is a wrong one. So hence the option B is correct one here. Option B is correct. Next question. The technique called gamete intrafallopian transfer, or the gift gamete intrafallopian transfer, is recommended for the female. So here the options given: who can't produce ovum. It is you mainly prefer for the woman who can't produce for the ovum, who cannot retain the fetus inside the uterus, and whose cervical canal is too narrow to allow the passage for the sperms, and who cannot provide a suitable environment for fertilization. So hence the option A is correct. Next question. Later complications of STDs are, so you have studied the later complications. These STDs are STIs, sexually transmitted infections. They are mainly sometimes in female they are not detected in the early stage. If they are detected in the after long years or the later stages, so they mainly leads into complications. The first one, it is the pelvic inflammation diseases. Yes, it is mainly leads into pelvic inflammation diseases. And abortions, yes, it mainly leads into abortion. And then stillbirth, yes, it is mainly the fetus which die within the womb or the uterus before the birth. So that is within 20 weeks of embryonic development. So hence this is mainly because of some genetic reasons or age factors. Because of age factor or the genetic reasons, stillbirth happens. And then the ectopic pregnancy, yes, that is mainly the development of the implantation of this blastocyst in the other than the uterus, that is especially in the fallopian tube. If blastocyst attaches to the that implantation process, which mainly occurs in the fallopian tube, so then it is called ectopic pregnancy. Yeah. And then infertility, yes, that mainly leads into infertility. The couples are unable to produce children in spite of unprotected sexual cohabitation. And then similarly it leads into cancer. So hence, so this is all the options are correct. This is the wrong one, and this is also wrong, this is also wrong. Hence the correct answer is the D. Next question. Which of the following method used when a male partner is unable to inseminate into the female partner due to the low sperm count? So during the low sperm count, mainly here artificial insemination technique is used. At the same way, intrauterine insemination also is used. Hence, the option C is correct, both A and the B, and the D is wrong. Next question. Which one of the following given statement are not correct? Not correct. So hence MTP was legalized in 1971. Yes, it was legalized in 1971. Inability to conceive or produce children even if after 2 years of unprotected sexual cohabitation, it is called infertility. It is also correct. And the surgical method of contraception prevents gamete formation, but the gamete formation takes place, but there is no transformation of, that is mainly blocked, the tube which is blocked, hence the transformation of gamete is prevented. Gametes are produced. MTPs are relatively safe up to 20 weeks of pregnancy. No, within the first trimester, that is the 12 weeks of pregnancy. So this is the wrong one. What's the question here? Which of the following given statements are not correct? It is mainly third and the fourth. The option third and the fourth. So hence the option B is a correct one. This is the answer. Next question. Emergency contraceptives are effective if used within. So that is especially in the cases like rapes. So these emergency contraceptives are effective if used within, that is 72 hours of coitus, mainly to prevent unwanted pregnancies. So hence option A is correct. So this is a wrong one. All these are wrong. Next, select the incorrect statement. Select the incorrect statement, that is F. First one, FSH stimulates the Sertoli cells which help in spermiogenesis. And the second option, LH trigger ovulation in ovary. And the third option, LH and FSH decreases gradually during the follicular phase. And option D, it is a LH triggers secretion of androgen from the Leydig cell. So here the incorrect statement. So hence the first option it is wrong, and incorrect means it is a correct, and here this is also not a answer. So the third one, LH and FSH decrease gradually during the follicular phase, it is increases. LH triggers, this is also not a answer. LH triggers secretion of androgen from the Leydig cells. Yes, it is mainly triggers this LH triggers the Leydig cells. So here this is a correct, incorrect statement. This is the third one is the incorrect statement. LH and FSH decreases, not it is a increases. So hence the option is a C. C is the correct answer. Next one. Which of the following sexually transmitted diseases do not specifically affect reproductive organs? You know the sexually transmitted diseases, they mainly, some of them are affect the reproductive system. It is a genital warts, and hepatitis B especially it mainly affects the liver. It leads into liver cirrhosis or the cancers, liver cancer. So hence it will mainly affect the liver. It is not to the reproductive system. And syphilis to the reproductive system, and the genital herpes also it affects the reproductive organ. And then AIDS, it mainly affects the immune system. And hepatitis B, it mainly affects the liver. And chlamydiasis mainly affects the reproductive organ, and this is mainly to the immune system. So here sexually transmitted diseases do not specifically affect the reproductive organ is AIDS and the hepatitis. AIDS to the immune system and the hepatitis B to the liver. So hence option C is a correct one. Next one, extrusion of second polar body from the egg nucleus occurs. Extrusion means pushing tightly. So hence this extrusion of second polar body from egg nucleus occurs mainly only after the entry of sperm into the egg, but before fertilization. So hence the option A is correct, after the entry of sperm but before fertilization, it is correct. And B is after fertilization, it is wrong. It is before fertilization. Before the entry of sperm into the ovum, not, it is wrong. Simultaneously with the first cleavage, no, once again this is a wrong. So hence the answer is A. And the last question. No new follicles develop in the luteal phase of the menstrual cycle because follicles do not remain in the ovary after ovulation. Second option, FSH levels are high in the luteal phase. LH level are high in the luteal phase, and both FSH and LH levels are low in the luteal phase. So hence here the options are given. So hence the answer, the last one, it is correct, both FSH and the LH. Both FSH and LH level are low in the luteal phase. Thank you. Thank you, children, for listening the class patiently. Thank you.
Recording stopped.